Welcome to Cooking with OJ. Today, we'll be making some steak tacos featuring free-range cows that are only fed organic oranges.
It's an orange juice.
What's up, everyone? It's OJ. So, for today, we're going to be doing 1 versus 2 on my free-to-play account and my regular account. So, on the regular account, I'm going to have Giant, Miner, Electro Wizard, Executioner, and Tornado. And the other one, I'm going to have Hog. The same support with Musketeer, Electro Wizard, and Miner, with the key difference that it has Poison instead of Fireball, and it has an Inferno Tower. And it requires a lot of concentration. So today I brought on Colton to commentate for me. How you doing today, Colton?
I'm doing great.
Let's jump into a match right now. Let's see how this is gonna do. It's Yarn versus Yarn. All right, I'm gonna get really quiet now because it takes way too much brain power.
Oh, is that implying that like you have big brains or small brains?
I have 2 oranges for a brain.
Okay, that's I bet you're really intelligent then. All right, so I think so far the start is looking really good for his opponents because the golem is the bigger beatdown. It's going to be able to stack up a push. That golem will protect the tombstone. The skeletons will build up, but Yarn is very smartly going opposite lane. Oh, but the Valkyrie is able to catch the second miner. He still is able to get a little bit chip, and he spreads his opponent's defenses a little bit thin, which is what you want to do against the golem pushes. The arrows miss, though, unfortunately. Tornado is used. Zap goes through, unfortunately, as well. The Inferno locks onto something else. Actually, that was probably good, because it ended up killing a Mega Minion, and then it kills the balloon as well. So, very good defense for Yarn there. He should now be, now he's aware that his opponent has Golem, so he won't play his Giant into the Golem, most likely. He can counter push, and we'll see what he does to get rid of that pump there. Giant in the back. It'll push the, or Hog in the back, it'll push the Giant faster. Ooh, and the Miner doesn't lock on to the pump, but it does quickly take out the Tombstone, and it allows his tanks and his tower killers to both connect the tower, and that's massive damage coming through for Yarn here.
I did miss that poison though.
Yeah, it would have been nice if it would have been on pump.
Yeah.
Still though, really good push. The Miner was nice, whether it was intentional or not.
Oh yeah.
It was like in between the Tombstone and the Elixir Collector. Neither are bad targets there. Ooh, unfortunately here, those troops. Oh, the double beatdown. I'm not a big fan of Lava Hound at the bridge. His opponent that played the Lava Hound will be low on Elixir now, and that Lava Hound will swiftly be taken care of by the Inferno. No zap comes through. Ooh, and minions kind of cleared up a little bit of the lava cliffs that were remaining. Lightning, unfortunately, goes down and hits the Electro Wiz at the same time. Very unfortunate timing there. So it looks like this Golem will probably take this tower very low with Fireball, Zap. I think his opponent's honestly kind of overcommitted there. They were probably already going to get the tower. So maybe Yarn can make use of the Elixir advantage that comes through the negative trade there on the Musketeer. But we'll have to see. I like the counter push. Yarn isn't too worried about that push. With both King Towers activated, it does more than enough damage to take out the push. And he's able to get a significant amount of damage on the opposite tower while his opponent wasn't ready. And the Lava Hound is played into 2 Electro Wizzes and an Executioner, which will be more than enough. But he does have to quickly take the left side tower before it expires. If that Electro Wiz locks on, that'll be enough, and he does. He does have the Fireball and the Poison, and he's able to take out the tower, and now he has the damage lead on the right side. Musketeer goes through here, it'll get good value. Is he going for the 3 crown? I don't know if I advise that considering he already has half, but now he's going for the Hog as well. If he's able to get 2 more Hog hits, if the Executioner locks on, no, it barely misses, but he does have Fireball and Poison and Miner, so if he's able to just defend this little push here, he can definitely throw down that Miner. But his opponents are very relentless. They're trying to push and not give him an opportunity to go on offense. Giant will be played in front of the Electro Wiz. Electro Wiz is blocked by the Valkyrie, but all it's going to take is 1 Giant swing, and he gets it, and he gets the Miner swing, and
What?
and his opponent is laughing. His opponent, no, he just got 1v2.
I actually almost pooed my pants there because I thought I was gonna. Cause I saw a Lava Hound and a Mega Minion on my King's Towers, so I was like, I gotta go. I shouldn't have pushed on the middle side, but let's try that again. It's so much concentration, I can't even talk.
Yeah, no worries.
Whew. Let's get into another match right now. Yarn and Yarn with the same deck. Let's do this. I'm gonna do Giant in the back.
Double the OJ. Double the positive elixir traits. Or is the quality reduced when there's two of them? Oh, the three musketeers and the lava hound play at the same time. Unfortunately, musketeers I guess have a little bit of presence on the left side, but his opponents were completely out of elixir once that push started, or at least very low. Miner will activate the king tower, and now beautiful defense. Miner on the king tower, and arrows for the lava pups. And the double miners come through. That's significant chip damage. Ooh, that was a pretty good log by his opponent to push them back into skeletons to buy some time for the Mega Minion as well. But I would give the advantage to Yarn at this point in time just because he has King Tower activated. That's a really big deal when you have the potential of both King Towers firing things, especially when they're tornadoed in the middle. So Giant will go down. Yarn has a pretty strong push coming through here. Wow, his opponents really load up on defenses there, potentially making for an easy defense, especially with the value fireball. And only a miner on the opposite side with King Tower firing it, that'll pretty quickly go down. And Yarn, with that massive positive elixir trade, will be able to push. And with the Lava Hound going down at the same time, his opponents likely don't have the elixir to defend this hog push. That was a very good fireball, though, given that the tower was definitely going to be taken otherwise. And the double thumbs up come out. So now Inferno Tower does lock onto the Lava Hound. And, ooh, unfortunately, he placed Wizard right as the Electro Wizard goes down, and the Wizard is able to completely destroy that Electro Wizard. But Executioner is able to clean up the Lava Pups, and now will be counter pushing to the left lane. Very smart play by Yarn, putting the Executioner on the left side so that it finishes off the right side push from his opponent, and then counter pushes into the left side. That was really weird.
Look at that, he's confused right now.
Yeah, he was tornadoed like to the other lane, and he went all the way back. Interesting. I've seen that happen a couple times with, which is a weird troop interaction. I don't understand it. Make a video on it, please.
It's
Anyway.
definitely a bug.
Yeah. Okay, so Fireball goes through. Pretty good value there. Mega Minion or Musketeer was the high priority. It doesn't lock on a tower. It's finished off. And now the arrows finish off both the Mini P.E.K.K.A. and the minions, and Yarn is able to defend well. The tornado pulls everything back, mitigating any damage that would have been going down on his tower from the Lava Pups and the Miner. And now he has 10 seconds. And unless his opponent has like double rocket mirror, I think he's okay. And yes, Yarn is able to pull
got
out.
it.
I love the synchronized good game and the emotes. That's my favorite part.
That's the one advantage when you're playing 1 versus 2, I guess. But
Yeah.
enough with this deck. Let's jump into the second deck. So it's going to be really, really different. Well, not that different. I'm going to be running my typical Furnace Graveyard Electro Wizard deck on my primary account, with the exception that I'm going to be running Inferno Tower instead, because I find that I need a better building for bigger tanks. And then for my free-to-play
Makes
account,
sense.
I don't really have that many options. So let's see here. I don't have half the legendaries, so I'll be running Balloon, Freeze, Electro Wizard, Knight, Ice Golem, Skeletons, Archers, and Miner. And I even have a level 1 Ice Golem, but that's okay because it brings it up to the tournament standard. Yeah, so let's jump into a match right now. Let's see how we're going to do with this one.
Alright. So, Yarn and Yarn.
All right,
from
let's reset.
Orange Juicy will be taking on B and A, and I can't
Yarn and
pronounce
Yarn
that.
again. Let's do this, baby.
Unfortunately, I only speak English. Mirrored Princess. Yep, level 2 Princess coming out. Executioner. Ooh, the Miner plus
Mirrored
Graveyard push
Princess.
coming out, and that. Oh, the Freeze narrowly misses the Executioner. I wonder which Yarn made that mistake. Oh, so both? Just kidding. Actually, no, I'm not kidding. This is payback.
The bad one.
The poison activates the King Tower. Yarn doesn't even have to use a tornado. His presence is so threatening that they activate King Tower for him.
For that thumbnail.
And the Knights will get locked onto the Executioner. But those Knights are going to be offering... They forced out the log. That was really good. The Miner, even though those Knights were nearly dead, by putting Miner in front of them, it threatened his opponent and made them waste log on Knights that would have died to tower if he hadn't minored. So pretty good for Yarn there. Gets a little bit of elixir out of it. And his opponent going in with the Miner Rocket Poison, which actually means Yarn is at a significant elixir lead right now. He can definitely turn this into a damage lead because his opponents are overcommitting on offense. And the double tornado comes through, but the balloon is tanking for the graveyard. And the graveyard will get a little bit of damage because of that. One skeleton that would have activated King Tower actually ends up hitting Princess. Doesn't take her out, but that is pretty good damage coming through on the right side, especially considering this is a game that is going to have to be a 2-1 victory for Yarn if he desires to win, because his opponent has Rocket, Poison, Miner. There's no way that they won't take the left side tower. But he does have that damage lead on the right side, so that will help a lot once it comes down to taking a second tower later in this game. Yarn is able to get significant damage on the right side. His opponents do have double tornado for the balloon, but that Electro Whiz gets a shot, and in all the meantime, the skeletons are getting hits, and they are focusing too much on the balloon and too little on the skeletons from the graveyard, and the skeletons, along with the freeze, are able to take out the tower, and the left side goes down as well. And now Yarn is moving on to the King Tower. The double angry faces coming out. And the double miners for his opponent. One knight is able to catch. And that rocket will hit Knight and Ice Golem, but they're basically dead anyway. And it looks like with only 10 seconds remaining, Yarn is going to take the victory. And his opponents are tornadoing the bridge. So close. Almost a 3 crown.
So close, so close. Okay, that requires so much concentration.
That sounds delicious.
Let's do one more match because any more of those and
VIP
my brain's gonna
versus
melt
Yarn
down and
and
into
Yarn.
orange juice.
Hog coming through. Was it? Okay, so a
Yeah,
log and a
let's
zap.
strength
His
me.
opponent overcommitting, already down an elixir. Those prediction and another log. None of those really paid off for his opponent. It just results in a lead for Yarn, and he can probably take advantage of these knights, if not just to build up a bigger elixir lead. And the freeze. Oh, unfortunately, the second arc for the Electro Whiz will take out the knight. I still feel like Yarn at a big elixir lead now as this game wears on, because his opponents are really going heavy on the spells early in the game. And other than that Electro Whiz, these spells really haven't netted them a troop advantage at all. And now with the balloon and the graveyard, that tower is basically dead, and it is dead with the miner coming through as well. Really good combo there on offense by OJ. Probably luck, but I think it was probably well played too. You know, against a more well-versed opponent, those predictions would have paid off for his opponents, because you know, all the best players have Scar Me and Goblin Gang as their defenses. No, not true, but Spellbait is pretty good right now. So poison coming through, and that P.E.K.K.A. will be slowed up by the Electro Whiz, giving him a little bit less extra damage because the poison will get more ticks. And this archer not able to take out the musketeer. Let's see if OJ is able to stop this, and he does. That Ice Golem placement. Oh, but it pulls back into the knight. Had he not had to play that, which it ends up being okay, but that's one of my favorite interactions in the game. Ice Golem will actually pull P.E.K.K.A. all the way to the other tower if left uninterrupted. So, and a lightning 6 elixir down the drain for his opponent. Once again, Yarn making the positive elixir trades, giving him an advantage that could very well translate to another tower. I really like this combo that he's been using. The Loon plus Graveyard offers damage on both fronts, and it really is really hard for two opponents to coordinate and to make sure they deal with both threats. Hog coming through here. It will finish off the tower, but with the elixir lead and the archers in the middle and another Electro Whiz, Yarn is really pressuring this left side, and all these troops come out for his opponent, but the Dark Gob is wasted on the other side. These knights are still counter pushing, and Miner was had to be used on defense, which takes away another offensive option for his opponent. And the Electro Whiz is now counter pushing, and we're likely to see a balloon in the middle or a graveyard. And yes, and we see a graveyard plus Miner. This will be insane value on poison. And all he needs is a couple more dudes to take the tower, and he'll be just short. If he's able to defend here, he can cycle back to poison or Miner, he could win. 11 damage short. His opponent actually got a significant amount of damage here. But the but the miner is able to take the game. His opponent cannot block it. Yeah, that was really
that
cool. You
Frost
should've ended the game
Nova.
with Frost Nova.
We got it. We got it.
I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed.
Yeah. It was just too much going on, and I was starting to lose, even though I had that game
that
in the
counter push
beginning.
was tough. Yeah, they
Yeah.
used a little bit too much elixir in their spells early in the game. That's more of a late game thing, but Yarn able to pull out the win.
That was pretty sweet. So thanks for coming today, Colton. If you guys haven't checked out his channel yet, check it out. It's going to be in the link in the description below. It's pretty awesome. It's pretty similar to my kind of content. Gives you lots of strategies and all that stuff. What else do you do in your channel?
I do a lot of deck guides, really, and I'm working on an archetype series right now.
Yeah.
And then I've done a couple strategy videos, but I definitely don't have the editing skills of you. But I do have a
got the
pro
knowledge.
player's mentality, and I'm
Yeah.
able to explain things in less edited videos. But I do
Yeah,
show
and
a lot of
Colton, you got
gameplay.
credibility. How much have you won? Like $10,000? Holy smokes.
Yeah, all together with like King's Cup, Crown Duels, and various online tourneys that have a bunch of pro players involved, I've won about $14,000, $15,000 from prize winnings.
That's legit. That's really good. You guys got to check out his channel, but thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more quality OJ. All right, I'm going to start.